Reality Transurfing, Book 3, Forward to the Past, by Vadim Zeland. Chapter 3, Coordination. Coordination of Importance. Why do you need confidence anyway? You need it to boldly and decisively conquer your place under the sun. Pendulums have imposed on us one firm postulate. You don't get things just like that. If you want to have things your way, you need to fight, insist, demand, beat your rivals, elbow your way. And in order to act boldly and decisively, you have to have confidence. As you know, the path of struggle and rivalry is not the only way. If you were to reject the pendulum scenario, you could calmly and without insisting get what is yours. And you won't need to struggle at all. It is enough to obtain the determination to have. Let me repeat that. It is enough to obtain the determination to have. To pendulums, your freedom of choice is devastating. If everyone were to simply take what's theirs without any struggle, without spending energy on creating obstacles, and later on their overcoming, then pendulums would be left with nothing. Even though it is hard to imagine our world without pendulums, the false stereotypes prescribed by pendulums are not as firm as, say, the laws of motion. Awareness and intention allows you to ignore the game of pendulums and to get what's yours without any struggle. And when there's freedom without the struggle, there's no need for confidence. Let me repeat that. Awareness and intention allows you to ignore the game of pendulums and to get what's yours without any struggle. And when there's freedom without the struggle, there's no need for confidence. Confidence has only one origin: importance. Confidence is the very same potential as insecurity, only with the opposite sign. Both potentials have common roots: dependence on external factors and circumstances. Let me repeat that. Both potentials have common roots: dependence on external factors and circumstances. So we get the following picture. A pendulum is leading a man along its path, holding him by the strings like a string puppet. The man thinks that not only is he unable to choose his path, but he can't even move on his own. If the strings are steady, the man is stepping confidently, like a little one, hand in hand with his mother. As soon as the strings weaken and start jerking anxiously, the man starts feeling insecure and attempts to tighten the strings. The pendulum is not the one holding him. It is the man that won't let go of the string of importance. He is afraid of releasing the strings because he is in the power of dependence, which creates an illusion of support and confidence. Let me repeat that. He is afraid of releasing the strings because he is in the power of dependence, which creates an illusion of support and confidence. The little one will in the end let go of his mother's arm and start walking on his own. His mother will encourage him to do so. Pendulums, on the contrary, will in every possible way try to convince the man that he won't be able to choose his path on his own or to move without the help of the string. If the man were to shake off this delusion and let go of the strings of importance, he could freely go wherever he pleases and simply choose his goal and not fight for it. The man that has obtained freedom no longer needs confidence, creating an illusion of support. All he needs is coordination so that he won't fall. Being in the power of a pendulum, man is used to finding steadiness and support, while holding the strings of importance. But by doing this, he keeps disturbing the balance and dangling helplessly in these fake safety nets while giving his energy to pendulums. If one were to let go of the strings, then the only thing he'd need to do to maintain balance is to avoid creating new excess potentials based on importance. Confidence as support is no longer necessary, because if I have no importance, I have nothing to defend and nothing to conquer. Let me repeat that. Confidence as support is no longer necessary, because if I have no importance, I have nothing to defend and nothing to conquer. I have nothing to fear and nothing to worry about. If there is nothing that is of excessive significance to me, the layer of my world is not distorted by excess potentials. I reject the struggle and move with the flow. I am empty, so there is nothing in me anyone could hook onto. But that doesn't mean I am suspended in vacuum. Particularly now, if I would want, I could get the freedom of choice. There is no need for me to struggle. I just calmly go and take what is mine. This is no longer some shaky confidence, but rather a composed and conscious coordination. Where does calm come from? If there is no internal importance, there is no need to prove anything to anyone. Hence, you feel calm. When you feel yourself being an important person, a desire arises to show it to everyone else, and thus an excess potential is created. Then the balancing forces will do anything to destroy the myth of your importance. There will always be circumstances arising, designed to test your confidence. The slightest feeling of one's inadequacy is also pushing one towards the struggle for increasing and asserting one's significance. Reject the need to prove something to others and yourself, and accept it to be the fundamental truth. Having chosen the struggle for your personal importance, you will spend your entire life doing it. Having rejected this struggle, you will obtain significance at once. Being insecure is first of all about low self-appraisal. How to get a higher regard for yourself? Do you think that I'll now urge you to believe that you are actually much better than you think you are? Many psychologists, without any second thought, do exactly that. It is true. What other people think of you is directly proportional to what you think of yourself, unless there is doubt in your opinion of yourself. As soon as you, without fooling yourself, admit to your high significance, others will immediately agree. There is only one problem. It is not that easy to convince yourself. You go ahead and try it. If you've got a low self-appraisal, then you won't manage to convince yourself the opposite. No matter how much you try to convince yourself, you will never fully believe that you are actually worth much. Where are they, these virtues? Question mark. Where are they, these virtues? Flaws? Oh, here they are, ever present. So I do not call on you to start believing in your virtues and to raise your self-esteem. As a result, you will either get self-confident or even more discouraged. I suggest you reject the struggle for significance. There is no need to believe nor to convince yourself. Simply reject the struggle and see what happens. And here is what will happen. People around you will start treating you with more respect, as if your significance increased in their eyes. As soon as you put yourself before this fact, the need to convince yourself and to believe will no longer be relevant. You'll just know. This paradox works without fail. The struggle for significance deprives you of free energy and directs it at the struggle with the flow of variations and at creating excessive potentials, which gives rise to the wind of balancing forces. All of this together tightens a very tangled knot of problems with all kinds of bad consequences. You won't be able to untangle it. Simply reject the struggle for your significance. Then the only thing left for you to do will be to get amazed and happy with the results. In this situation, your significance will automatically grow in your eyes. Your opinion of yourself will improve, and everyone else will subsequently agree with it. As pointless as it is trying to artificially raise your self-esteem, as pointless it is trying to squeeze the feelings of guilt out of yourself. If there is a disposition to feel guilty, you will never be able to smother this guilt nor drive it away. What should you do? Exactly what you would do with low self-esteem. Stop justifying yourself before other people. Let me repeat that. Stop justifying yourself before other people. You should only justify yourself in the worst cases when you really need to explain your actions. Remember, no one has the right to judge you for whatever it is you have done unless you have caused harm to another person. Let me repeat that. Remember, no one has the right to judge you for whatever it is you have done unless you have caused harm to another person. Do not accuse yourself in public and do not defend yourself. Let the manipulators fall through emptiness. Without slamming the door behind you, quietly leave the courtroom where those have gathered that are used to making profit off someone's guilt. Leave them empty-handed. If you are quite heavily guilt-ridden, then it wouldn't hurt to even strangle your conscience a little. If you are quite heavily guilt-ridden, then it won't hurt to even strangle your conscience a little. Do not leave it up to others to judge your significance. Let me repeat that. Do not leave it up to others to judge your significance. Only by doing this, and not by conducting an inner struggle, could you get rid of guilt. You'll see yourself how your guilt will automatically vanish into thin air. Thus, having rejected the struggle for your significance and stopped justifying yourself, you will settle the score with a significant part of your internal importance. Let me repeat that. Thus, having rejected the struggle for your significance and stopped justifying yourself, you will settle the score with a significant part of your internal importance. Feelings of guilt and preoccupation with one's significance are the main manifestations of internal importance. All other excess potentials derive from these two. You will no longer need any defense because there is nothing left to defend. Attacking others in order to forestall their attack won't be necessary either. There is a nice saying, "Do not scare others and you won't be afraid yourself." In the same way, if you lower the importance of external objects, they will no longer reign over you with their significance. There are two most oppressing kinds of external importance: the difficulty of problems and uncertainty. Both give rise to an oppressing potential of distress and anxiety. Any person is at any moment worried about something. Insecure individuals prefer to yield to the weight of their problems and somehow drag their burden. Strong individuals strive to overcome their difficulties by force and by being determinate. They take this fortress by storm, breaking its walls with the excess potential of their confidence. Both insecurity and confidence are energy demanding. In the first case, energy is mostly spent on distress and anxiety, and in the second case, in overcoming obstacles by force. In the first case, energy is mostly spent on distress and anxiety, and in the second case, on overcoming obstacles by force. These are two very extensive methods of interacting with the outside world, but in reality, it is much easier. Should you only drop external importance and stop struggling with the flow of variations, the obstacles will get eliminated on their own. Let me repeat that. Should you only drop external importance and stop struggling with the flow of variations, the obstacles will get eliminated on their own. Would you need any confidence in this case? No. Now you only need coordination in order to move with the flow and to consciously control the level of importance, and not the actual scenario. Energy that was previously spent on maintaining all kinds of excess potentials is now only directed at maintaining the balance and at slightly aiding the flow with the ore of purified intention. Of course, you won't be able to simply reject importance once and for all, no matter how you try. You don't need to fight importance. Just release your grip and transform the energy of worry into the energy of action. Start acting in whatever way you can without straining yourself or insisting. Let me repeat that. Start acting in whatever way you can without straining yourself or insisting. The energy of excess potentials will dissolve in your acting. The energy of intention will be released, and difficult problems will turn into simple solutions. The energy of excess potentials will dissolve in your acting. The energy of intention will be released, and difficult problems will turn into simple solutions. When it comes to fearing the unknown, you won't be able to handle it by the means of self-suggestion, blind faith, or false confidence. If you recall, I strongly recommended you to not think about the means of achieving your goal. You will never be able to make yourself believe in the reality of a goal that is hard to achieve, just like you won't be able to believe in total success. Abandon these futile attempts. Nothing will come of faith anyway, and the temporarily obtained confidence will soon die out. You don't need faith or confidence. Instead, what you need is coordination. Coordination means to get pleasure from thinking about the goal, as if it has already been attained, to release the grip of control over the scenario and move with the flow of variations, helping you to row with the oar of pure intention. Let me repeat that. Coordination means to get pleasure from thinking about the goal, as if it has already been attained, to release the grip of control over the scenario and to move forward and to move with the flow of variations, helping you to row with the oar of pure intention. Such behavior has nothing to do with blind faith in success. Where there is faith, including blind faith, there will always be room for doubt. What makes you blind is the excessively forced potential of importance. When you are consciously moving with the flow, everything falls into place without the extra effort. Let me repeat that. When you are consciously moving with the flow, everything falls into place without the extra effort. If you'll act in accordance with coordination, then what you unsuccessfully tried to believe in before and what frightened you with its uncertainty will soon appear from around the corner. Your doubts will go away once your mind is faced with the fact. Then faith will turn into knowledge, and the fear of the unknown will turn into the joy of feeling your own strength. The main thing is to drop importance and release the grip of control over the scenario. It is important to realize that you decide what level of difficulty a certain problem will have, and changes in the script will be to your advantage if you let them. Well, and finally, complete coordination will be achieved once your soul and mind are united. If on a conscious level you feel that you want and that you are confident, but there is a worm of doubt or depression sitting in your subconscious, coordination is lost. In order to achieve agreement of your soul and mind, it is enough to listen closely to the wishes of your heart and live in accordance with your credo. Quite enough has already been said about why and how to listen to the voice of your soul. Life, according to your personal credo, means that I love myself. I accept myself the way I am. I accept myself the way I am. I do not suffer from a guilty conscience or feelings of guilt. I act by the wishes of my mind and heart without hesitation. Credo falls apart once one's self-appraisal is lowered, and there is a disagreement between one's soul and mind. To live according to one's credo is just wonderful, and you know it. But what is even more wonderful is the fact that you do not need to create it, change it, nor struggle with it. Many people, of course, are actually trying to do this, to carve out their credo like a statue out of marble. This won't bring anything but fruitless self-analyzing, mental torments, and wavering. A credo won't take shape, and it won't be the result of a struggle or other strong-willed actions. You already have a credo. It is just, much like your soul, sealed in the box of importance. As soon as you drop internal and external importance, your credo will be released, and you will feel it right away. When importance is zero, you have nothing to defend and nothing to conquer. You are simply living according to your credo and calmly, without insisting, taking what is yours. Thus, having rejected the struggle for your significance, having stopped leaving it for others to judge, and having dropped importance, you will get what is usually considered genuine confidence. This won't be the frail confidence that is built on excess potentials, but rather a calm inner power. Coordination. A genuine calm coordination does not correspond to anything external, and thus it doesn't require confirmation and proof. You have certainly met or seen people in movies whose confidence doesn't arouse any doubts. Genuine calm confidence in yourself is based solely on inner self-sufficiency and completeness. This means that you are not comparing yourself to anyone else. You are simply in total balance with your soul. Such balance is attained when your soul and mind are unified, when you do not feel guilt, dependency, superiority, obligation, fear, and worry. In other words, when you don't upset the balance with the outside world nor with yourself. You live in harmony with the world around you and in harmony with yourself, and you live according to your credo. Let me repeat that. You live in harmony with the world around you and in harmony with yourself, and you live according to your credo. Of course, this is the ideal, but you should strive towards it, as it is the only way of obtaining genuine confidence, coordination. Confidence that has been achieved by any other method would be a false one. Coordination will grant you freedom from pendulums, and it will allow you to move independently wherever you want and to get whatever you want. If at this point in life you have to perform burdensome duties, rent yourself out. Imagine that you are taking part in a movie. Be patient. You will have to play your part at least until the end of this particular series, until you go through your door. Keep visualizing the slide of your goal without thinking about the means, and wait until external intention opens your door. End segment.